So we are beginning with the problem solving segment for some mechanical properties of matter. In this segment, we will be dealing with the problems based on elasticity and surface tension. So let us deal with the first problem. A steel wire of original length 1 meter and cross sectional area 4 millimeter square is clamped at the two ends so that it lies horizontally and without tension. If a load of 2.16 kg is suspended from the middle point of the wire, what would be its vertical depression? Given Young's modulus of the steel is 2 into 10 to the power 11 Newton per meter square and G is equal to 10 meter per second square. So if we start approaching this particular problem, so we are first of all drawing this particular diagram. So over here, I am considering this as the two fixed ends that we have. So these are the two fixed ends that we have, and in between we are attaching a steel wire. So this is the original shape of the steel wire when the mass is not attached. So when the mass is attached, then the steel wire will take the form like this. So it will deform itself and it will take a form like this. So this will be the shape of the steel wire when a mass is attached over here and it is going to exert its weight, which is equal to mg in the downward direction. So since it is equal to 2.16 kg, we are writing it as 21.6 Newton force is going to act in the downward direction. And the problem is asking us about this vertical depression. So let us say that this particular distance is x. So this is the vertical depression which the problem is talking about. The total length of the wire is 1 meter. So over here we are specifying 0.5 meter, and this one is another 0.5 meter. So if I consider that this angle is theta, so over here I can say that the tension which is developed in the steel wire is equal to T. A T tension is developed in the steel wire. So over here if I take the component, so in the vertical direction I will say for equilibrium summation of forces along y axis is equal to 0. So over here I can say that 2t sine theta is equal to weight mg which is acting in the downward direction, which is equal to 21.6 Newton. Now, if we consider the approximation that theta is very small because the depression is not going to be of a large considerable value. So x is very small, so theta is very small. So over here I can say that we can write sine theta as approximately equal to theta, which is equal to x upon 0.5. So this can be written as x upon 0.5, and from here if I substitute this value x upon 0.5, so we get t is equal to 21.6 by 2 into theta, that is x upon 0.5, and we get the value of tension is turning out to be 5.4 by x. So this is the first set of calculation which we have done, where we have calculated the value of T, or the tension developed in the wire. Now if I name the points which are on the wire, so I'm calling them as the following points. So let this be P and this be end Q, and over here let us name the midpoint as R. When the weight is attached, the midpoint lower down by to R dash. So over here I can say that the original length of the wire, which we also refer as L, which is given to us as 1 meter, is equal to PR plus RQ. So it is equal to PR plus RQ, which is equal to PQ, and it is equal to 1 meter. Now the new length, or the final length of the wire, if I talk about the final length of the wire, so it can be written as 0.5 squared plus x square root, and then we are doubling this value. So if I double this length, that is P R dash plus R dash Q, so we get the final length which is turning out to be twice of root over x square plus 0.5 square. And therefore, if I calculate the change in length by original length, so the change in length by original length, so this can be written in this way, x square plus 0.5 square minus 0.5 by 0.5. So what I have done over here is I am writing for one half of the triangle, that is I am only considering PR dash, although if you consider the entire aspect, we have taken 2 common from both numerator and denominator. So this is the expression for delta L by L, and over here I can rewrite this expression as 1 plus x upon 0.5 square root, that is power half, minus 1. And if I consider binomial approximation, so on considering binomial approximation, I can write this as 1 plus half of x by 0.5 squared minus 1. So plus 1 and minus 1 will cancel out, and we get delta L by L is turning out to be x square upon 0.5. So over here we are getting delta L by L is turning out to be x square upon 0.5. So we are referring this as the second important aspect for us. This was the first important aspect that we had, and this is the second important aspect that we have come across. So over here, if I use the working formula for Young's modulus, so then the Young's modulus is written as stress by strain. So if I use stress by strain, so stress can be written as the tension in the thread, which is 5.4 by x into the area. So divided by area, that is if I write about the area, so the problem is stating that the area is 4 millimeter square. So if I write the area, then we are writing it is meter square, that is 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 upon strain, that is delta L by L. So x square upon 0.5. So if I substitute the value for the Young modulus, and then on the right hand side if I rearrange the term, so Young modulus is 2 into 10 to the power 11, and on right hand side if I rearrange the term, then on rearranging the term I am obtaining it as 2.7 upon 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 times of x cube. So from here I can calculate x cube can be written as 2.7 upon 8 into 10 to the power 5, and if I take a cube root over here, so I will end up getting x is turning out to be 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter, which is equal to 1.5 centimeter. So this is the answer for the first problem which we are talking about, where we are discussing about the vertical depression which is developed in a wire which is clamped at both ends and a weight is attached at its center. Let us deal with the next problem. The next problem is asking a copper wire of cross-sectional area 0.01 centimeter square is under a tension of 20 Newton. Find the decrease in the cross-sectional area. Young modulus of the copper is 1.1 to the power 11 Newton per meter square, and Poisson's ratio is given to us as 0.32. So if I start approaching this particular problem, so over here we are considering that the copper wire is having a cross sectional area, that is the area which we are discussing over here. So A is mentioned to us as 0.01 centimeter square, and it is under a tension of 20 Newton. We have to find the decrease in the cross sectional area given the Young modulus for copper. This is 1.1 10 to the power 11 Newton per meter square, and Poisson's ratio we are using sigma over here. For Poisson's ratio it is 0.32. So these are the parameters that is, we already have in the problem. So over here if I calculate the aspect, so over here I am writing this expression. So delta L is equal to FL upon YA. So if I write F upon YA and if I take L over here, so this is the strain which is developed in the wire when the tension of 20 Newton is applied. Now corresponding to this lateral strain and longitudinal strain, the other strain will also be developed in the wire, and hence over here there will be a change in the diameter of the wire or the radius of the wire. So over here I can say that if I write the formula for sigma, then it is written as the change in the radius or the diameter upon the change in length, that is delta L by L. So now if I talk about this aspect delta D by D, which is the diameter of the wire, so over here I can write the following thing, that delta R by R is equal to delta D by D, and over here delta R by R can be written as half of delta A by A. So half of delta A by A, that is change in area by original area. So we can write it as half of delta A by A. So if we use this over here, so over here we can replace delta D by D as half of delta A by A. So hence we can rewrite this expression as half of delta A by A is equal to sigma times of delta L by L. So over here if I talk about the change in area which is taking place, so change in area can be written as twice of sigma A delta L by L, and delta L by L can be written as F upon YA. So 2 sigma A and delta L by L can be written as F upon YA. So A and A cancel out. So we get this value as 2 sigma F by Y. So if I substitute the values, that is 2 sigma can be written as 0.32, F or the tension in the wire is 20 upon Y, which is 1.1 into 10 to the power 11. So we get the variation in area is turning out to be 1.1636 10 to the power minus 6 centimeter square. So this is the answer that we have for this particular problem. Let us deal with the next one. A barometer is constructed with its tube having a radius of 1 millimeter. Assume that the surface of mercury in the tube is spherical in shape. If the atmospheric pressure is equal to 76 centimeter of mercury, what will be the height raised in the barometer tube? The contact angle of mercury with the glass is 135 degrees and surface tension of mercury is 0.465 Newton per meter. Density of mercury is given to us as 13600 kg per meter cube. So if I approach this particular problem, so over here let us understand it in the following way. So the first thing which I am doing is I am constructing a tube, barometer tube. So if I consider a case where we ignore the aspect of what do you say, capillary rise, so we write it in this way, that this is the mercury column, and when the atmospheric pressure is discussed, so the height of mercury in the column is going to be 76 centimeter of mercury. It is going to be 76 centimeter of mercury. So now due to capillary rise, over here the capillary rise, the capillary dip will take place. Capillary dip will take place because mercury is an example of a non-wetting fluid. Mercury is an example of a non-wetting fluid, and over here capillary dip will take place. So if I go with the formulation, that is theta is given to us over here as 135 degree. Surface tension S is given to us as 0.465 Newton per meter, and density of mercury is 13600 kg per meter cube. So if I talk about the dip in the capillary rise, the dip in the capillary, so it is 2s cos theta upon rho rg. So without this particular aspect, the height of mercury column must be 76 centimeter, but because of the dip over here which we are calculating by using the working formula 2s cos theta upon rho rg, So we can put the value 2s can be written as 0.465 cos of 135 degree upon rho rg, that is 13600 into radius, which is 1 millimeter. We write it as 1 by 1000 into g, that is 9.8. So over here we are turning out that the value is coming out to be 0.4929 centimeter, or we can roughly write it as 0.5 centimeter. So we are getting a value which is equal to 0.5 centimeter. So if 0.5 centimeter is the dip in the mercury level, so the problem is asking what will be the height raised in the barometer tube. So if we would have ignored the capillary dip, then the height would be certainly 76 centimeter. But because of this particular thing, we write the effective height is equal to the barometric height, which is 75, minus the dip which is taking place. So the value is already in negative aspect, that is 0.5. So over here we can say that it is 76 minus 0.5. So we are getting 75.5 centimeter of mercury. Let us deal with the next problem. A capillary tube of radius 0.5 millimeter is dipped vertically in a pot of water. Find the difference between the pressure of water in the tube 5 centimeter below the surface and the atmospheric pressure. So over here, if I discuss this particular aspect, so we begin in this way. So if I consider that this is a container of water or a pot of water, and the water in the container is somewhat like this. So now when we dip a capillary, the capillary rise takes place for what reason? So we state over here that when capillary, that is a tube, a tube with a small cross sectional area is dipped over here, then it creates a low pressure region over here and a high pressure region is over here in the outside in case of water. So as a result of which the water will flow inside and will result in capillary rise inside this tube, as a result of which the capillary rise takes place. So over here, if I consider this particular aspect, so we are saying that the radius of the tube is equal to 0.5 millimeter and it is dipped in a pot of water. So we consider the density of water to be 1000 kg per meter cube. Find the difference between the pressure of water in the tube 5 centimeter below the surface. So what we need to do is we need to write the difference between the water level from here 5 centimeter below this surface, that is below this particular surface. We need to write say somewhere here 5 centimeter below this surface we need to write the pressure. So over here the atmospheric pressure is acting, so the problem is asking find the difference between the pressure of water in the tube 5 centimeter below the surface and the atmospheric pressure. So over here the first thing that we are doing is we are calculating capillary rise. So water, which is an example of a wetting fluid, the liquid will rise in the capillary. So we use the working formula 2s cos theta upon rho rg. So we write it as 2 into surface tension of water. Cos theta is taken as 1. Density is 1000. Radius is 0.5 millimeter. So we write it as 0.5 by 1000 in meter and g, that is 9.8. So over here we are turning out to be that it is turning out to be 0.0305 meter, or in centimeter we can say it is roughly 3 centimeter. So if it is 3 centimeter, then I can say that the capillary rise in this tube is 3 centimeter, and we are talking about the pressure 2 centimeter below the free surface of the liquid. Below the free surface of the liquid, so we call it as a point P. So over here I can say that pressure at point P is equal to P naught plus rho g into 2 centimeter, which we convert into meter as 2 by 100. And the problem is asking the difference between the pressure of water in the tube and the atmospheric pressure. That is, problem wants to know Pp minus P naught. So it is turning out to be 1000 into 9.8 into 2 by 100. So if I solve this, we attain a value which is equal to 196 Newton per meter square, or 196 Pascal. Let us deal with the next problem. A drop of mercury of radius 2 mm is split into 8 identical droplets. Find the increase in surface energy. Surface tension of mercury is equal to 0.465 joule per meter square. So over here we are using the definition of surface tension, where we say it is defined as surface energy per unit area. So we are considering that we had a large drop of mercury, and then it splits into 8 identical droplets. So 8 identical droplets. Over here I consider the radius as capital R, and over here the radius as small r. So one thing is for sure, if the density of mercury is same, then I can say that the mass of mercury over here on the left hand side is equal to the mass on the right hand side. That is density into 4 by 3 pi capital R cube is equal to 8 times of density into 4 by 3 pi small r cube. So rho 4 pi 3 cancelled out. So if we take a cube root, so we write it as twice of small r. So small r is equal to capital R by 2. So capital R is 2, 2 by 2 we get value which is equal to 1 millimeter. So the radius of the small mercury droplets which are formed is 1 millimeter. So if I talk about the initial surface energy, so initial surface energy can be written as surface tension into initial area, which is 4 pi r square. And if I talk about the final surface energy, so final surface energy is going to be S into 4 pi small r square into 8 times, because 8 such drops are formed. And if small r is capital R by 2, so we can write it as 4 pi r square by 4 into 8. So over here we obtain S times of 8 pi r square, and hence the increase in surface energy is the final minus initial, that is 4 times of pi r square s. 4 times of pi r square s. So over here if I substitute the values, then I can write it as 4 into pi, capital R as 2 millimeter. So we write it as 2 by 1000 meter square into surface tension S, which is equal to 0.465. The value is in joule. So we attain 23.37 into 10 to the power minus 6 joule. 23.37 into 10 to the power minus 6 joule, or we can write it as 23.4 microjoule. So this is the answer for this particular problem.